Hello friends, welcome to my channel Clinical Biochemistry by Dr. PK Prabhakar. Today we are going to talk about another inborn error of metabolism of amino acid metabolism, and that is related to sulfur containing amino acids metabolic disorders. So the name of the disease which we are going to talk today is homocystinuria. As its name suggests, it is related to urine because name is having urea. So it is the content, amount of the particular biomolecules, the particular amino acid is going to be excreted into the urine. So we are going to talk about urine excretions and for which compound. So that is homocysteine. We will say what is homocysteine and then we are going to see the details. So before that one, we should understand what is sulfur containing amino acids. So roughly we know that in our body, we are having 20 specific amino acids which normally involve in the protein synthesis. Out of those 20 specific amino acids which we are having for protein synthesis, there are two amino acids which contain sulfur. So those two amino acids are methionine and the cysteine. Now, if you'll see the structure of these cysteine and methionine, there is a basic difference between cysteine and methionine. If you see the methionine contains thioester type of sulfur, where sulfur is between the two methyl group. Whereas in case of cysteine, it is sulfhydryl group is there. So the which type of sulfur is present in both the amino acid, that is different. So that's why their roles or their functions are also different. Normally methionine is the first amino acid in most of the cases where protein synthesis initiates. So methionine will be the first amino acid, and the cysteine is normally going to involve in the disulfide bond formation. So only amino acid which will give you disulfide bond, that is cysteine. If two cysteine is going to join together by a disulfide bond, we are going to call cysteine. So cysteine is nothing, it is two cysteine joins together through a disulfide bond. This methionine, cysteine or cysteine is having number of functions. Along with it is going to involve in the protein synthesis. So it involves in protein synthesis also, and it is having number of other functions also. Now, what is homocysteine, Nuria? What is homocysteine? Homocysteine is a compound which this is the compound which is homocysteine. So if we'll see the structure of cysteine and homocysteine, homocysteine is having only one methyl group here as a R in the R group, but in homocysteine we are having two methyl group. So one extra methyl group homocysteine is having, and this is homocysteine. The homocysteine is going to uh, this is this one is homocysteine, Teine, like cysteine. Uh, so two homocysteine is going to join together through a disulfide bond and ultimately gives us homocysteine. So this is one homocysteine and this is another homocysteine, and both are joined together through a disulfide bond. So this is called homocysteine. The homocystinuria is it is an inherited disorder. So it is autosomal recessive inborn error of metabolism in the methionine metabolic process normally, which having a defect in certain genes. There are genes we are going to talk about which enzymes we are going to defective is, that is cystathionine beta synthase. So we will see that metabolic process and then we will discuss it. So this homocystinuria is going to cause because of the defect in the gene in the methionine metabolic process, and it is an autosomal recessive disease. So we require both the alleles from both the parent to disease to occur, and it is having occurrence rate is not very high. It is roughly 1 in almost 10,000 birth homocystinuria is going to cause. In this case, the this homocysteine is going to be excreted in the urine in the high amount, either homocysteines or it will be homocysteine derivatives. So that will be excreted into the urine. Now, this is the overall metabolic process of methionine. So we are going to start from methionine. So methionine is a sulfur containing amino acid which we are going to see here. This methionine is having number of use. One of the important use of this methionine is it is going to be converted to S-adenosyl methionine. In abbreviated forms, we are going to call SAM. SAM means S-adenosyl methionine. So most of the cases in the biochemistry, whenever we want a methyl group donor, methyl group had to be donated. So this S-adenosyl methionine works as the methyl group donor. So for methyl group transfer, methyl group donations, this SAM is going to be used. This methionine is first going to be converted into SAM by methionine adenosyl transferase, and this SAM is going to be converted to homocysteine. So this methyl group which methionine is having, that will be transferred to SAM. Now, so ultimately we have got homocysteine. This homocysteine is going to combine with another amino acid, that is serine, and the reaction is going to catalyzed by a specific enzyme that is called as cystathionine beta synthase. This cystathionine beta synthase is going to result into the cystathionine, where homocysteine and serine is going to be conjoined together through a sulfur. So homoserine will associated with this cystathionine. This cystathionine is a intermediate which ultimately gives us cysteine, where the enzyme is going to be required, that is cystathionine lyase. Lyase means it is going to divide this particular bond. So ultimately what will happen, we are going to get cysteine and alpha ketobutyrate. The specific thing which we need to remember here is, there is a, in this case if you see, this sulfur is present with the homocysteine, this carbon moiety, whereas we are having two methyl group and sulfur, and serine is having OH. By this two series set of reactions, this one and this two, by this two sets of reaction, this sulfhydryl group is going to be exchanged. So sulfhydryl group is going to come here and OH group will be going there. So there will be exchange of sulfur from one location to the other location, from one carbon to the other carbon. This is called as trans-sulfuration reactions. Like we used to have transamination reactions, where amino group is going to be transferred from one place to the other place. Similarly, here sulfhydryl group is going to be transferred from one location to the other locations. So if you'll say this sulfhydryl is going to be transferred from here to here, and ultimately we are going to get cysteine. Means the exact carbon molecules which methionine has given to the homocysteine, that we are not going to be convert into cysteine. So the carbon which is coming from the serine, that is going to be give me serine. So this carbon molecule, this particular carbon chain is going to be converted into serine. Homocysteine molecules is going to give me ketobutyrate. So this specific reaction is a trans-sulfuration reaction. Now, the one of this homocysteine does not have only this pathway whereby which it gives me cysteines. It is having another pathway by which homocysteine is going to be converted back to methionine by a enzyme that is called as methionine synthase. Now, two important point in this case is, these three reactions, methionine synthase, cystathionine beta synthase, and cystathionine lyase, requires different forms of vitamin B6, that is pyridoxal phosphate, pyridoxamine phosphate, PLP, or vitamin B12 cobalamin, or folic acid, folate. So methionine synthase requires B12 and folic acid, folate, and beta thionine synthase and lyase requires vitamin B6. So this is the overall metabolic process of methionine. So how methionine is going to be converted into the cysteines, catalyzed by different sets of reactions. The three important reactions where homocysteine is going to be metabolized. So methionine ultimately gives us homocysteine, because we are going to talk about homocysteinuria, homocysteine metabolic process. So homocysteine is ultimately going to be catalyzed by three enzymes. One, cystathionine beta synthase, and cystathionine lyase ultimately gives me cysteine. And second important reaction is where homocysteine is going to be converted back to methionine by methionine synthase. So this is metabolic process which we need to remember. So we need to remember minimum three enzymes, this 1, 2, and 3, for the homocysteine metabolic process. Now, depending on the factors which is going to cause in the accumulation of homocysteine. So if we are having any kind of defect in any of the process, and that leads to homocysteine accumulations, so accumulated homocysteine is going to be excreted into the urine, that is going to cause homocystinuria. So on the basis of different regions by which homocystinuria is going to occur or accumulation of homocysteine is going to occur, we are having four different types of homocystinuria, that is type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. Out of this all four types, the most important, or you can call it classical type of homocystinuria, is type 1, that is the ultimate, where we are having a genetic defect for the enzyme that is called cystathionine beta synthase. If we'll see the previous pathway, so the main important enzyme for the homocysteine utilization is cystathionine beta synthase. So if we are having genetic defect of this particular enzymes, that is going to cause, that is going to lead to type 1 homocystinuria, or it is also called as classical type of homocystinuria. Then there are certain other defects of like N5N10 methylene tetrahydrofolate reductase, that is going to lead to homocystinuria type 2. Then N5N10 methyl tetrahydrofolate homocysteine methyl transferase, here it is going to cause type 3 homocystinuria, and defects in intestinal absorption of vitamin B12 is going to cause type 4 homocystinuria. Other than these four types, there are a number of other regions also which ultimately leads to homocystinuria. Now you will assume, imagine where this N5 and 10 methylene transferase tetrahydrofolate reductase or methyl transferase is going to be utilized. So these two molecules is going to be involved in this process here, N5 methylene tetrahydrofolate and tetrahydrofolate reductase. So for the recycling of these molecules, we require these two components. So if we don't have, if this process will not be recycled, so this process will not occur, and if this process will not occur, then homocysteine will not be used by this process, so accumulation of homocysteine will be there. Or if we are having defect in these enzymes, then also homocysteine will not be utilized, and then homocysteine will be accumulated. So these are the four important types of homocystinuria: type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, and the important one is classical one is type 1, which is caused because of cystathionine beta synthase enzyme deficiency. There are number of other, if we are having this defect, any of the defects, so methionine or metabolites of homocysteine is going to be accumulated and it will be excreted into the urine. The patients, the person or the child who is having this homocysteine beta means any kind of homocystinuria, mentally they will look like normal, but their mental developmental delay will be there, so developmental process will be very slow, along with the learning problem will be there, so they will not learn as a normal baby, normal person. So mentally they will be normal, but developmental process will be slow down. One of the important abnormality which is going to cause in case of homocystinuria is dislocation of optic lens. This is called as ectopic lentis. Dislocation means the movement of lens from its normal place. So if lens is going to be displaced from its normal place, normal location, it is called as ectopic lentis. This is one of the important we are going to see in the details. Other than this ectopic lentis, there are some other disorders also going to happen, that is called as osteoporosis. So bones will be weaker and it will be easily fracturable bones, lengthening or thinning of the long bones, and an increased risk of abnormal blood clotting will be there. Now come to dislocation of this optic lens or ectopic lentis. There is another disease which is called as Marfan syndrome. In this Marfan syndrome also we are having ectopic lentis. So there also dislocation of optic lens is going to happen. But in this case, in case of Marfan disease, Marfan syndrome, this dislocation occurs because of the defect in a specific gene, that connective tissue gene, that is fibrillin gene. So we are having a defect in the fibrillin gene, that is a connective tissue, and because of this connective tissue deficiency or abnormality, we are having dislocation of optical lenses. Now, the dislocation of optic lens in case of homocystinuria is slightly different from the dislocation of optic lens in case of Marfan syndrome. If you will see the dislocation of optic lens in case of homocystinuria, the lens dislocation occurs in downside and inside, inward. Means from up, lens will not be there, or it will be moving inside. Whereas in case of Marfan syndrome, the lens is dislocated, lens will be displaced in the upside and the outside. So completely different directions are there. So on the basis of seeing the direction, we can also detect, identify which type of syndrome it is there. Either it is because of Marfan syndrome or it is because of homocystinuria. Now, this is the picture where dislocation of optic lens is there. So in all the three cases, if you see here, in this portion, lens is displaced. So that place is looking like vacant. So in this case, here in this area, lens is not there. So lens is moved upside. Here, lens is moved downside. So in all the three cases, lens has been moved, displaced from its normal locations. So that is the abnormality. Now, there are some other causes also there which is going to leads to homocystinuria. Like we have seen there are certain enzymes like methionine synthase, which requires folic acid and vitamin B12, and cystathionine beta synthase and cystathionine lyase, which requires vitamin B6. So if we are having a deficiency of vitamin B6 or B12 or folic acid, so these enzymes, if in case of deficiency of these vitamins, these enzymes will be non-functional or its activity will be reduced. Once its activity will be reduced or it will be non-functional, the homocysteine is going to be accumulated. That is also another reason by which homocystinuria is going to happen. This vitamin B6 is required for the activity of cystathionine beta synthase and cystathionine beta lyase, and the homocystinemia means accumulation of homocysteine in the blood that results with beta 6 B6 deficiency is also associated with elevated methionine level in the blood. Already I've told you. Or vitamin B12 or folic acids are required for the methionine synthase function. So if we are having deficiency of any of the vitamins, so that will leads to homocystinuria. Now there is another possibility, another kind of you can call see the abnormality which is going to happen. So that is associated with homocystinuria is the person who is having homocystinuria, they are more prone for the heart attack. They will have more atherosclerotic cardiovascular disorders. Chances are there they are at risk factor, higher risk factor. But the exact mechanism for this one is unknown. We don't know the mechanism, but there are certain possibilities. Like it is believed that homocysteine, whenever we are having a high amount of homocysteine, this is going to react with the collagen and releases free radicals. So because of the because of the association with collagens, it's going to release free radicals, and this free radical is going to affect the collagen cross linking. And homocysteine is also involved in the aggregation of LDL particles. So LDL particles will aggregate together and forms a bigger particles, and which will stuck with the wall of capillaries. So ultimately, either because of this free radical formation or the stoppage of the interfering with the cross linking of collagens, or because of the formation of LDL particles, they are going to increase the risk for the atherosclerosis. So they will have, for such type of person will have higher risk for cardiovascular disease. And the deficient means we don't have any kind of treatment for that one. Only thing is person should avoid the food which contains cysteine and methionines. So this is all about the homocystinuria. So thank you very much. Hope you have understand it. If you have any query, any comments, you can write in the comment box. If you have liked the video, press the like button, and you can subscribe to my channel. Press the bell button so that you will get all the notifications as soon as I will upload the video. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.